This week's news is spectacular. Huge changes to the planned God of War series. Spider-Man 4 King in Black casts a new superstar, and the next John Wick takes things into a totally different direction. And as if that wasn't enough, in this video you can find out everything about the next Christopher Nolan film with Tom Holland and Matt Damon. All this and much more, now in your KinoCheck news. Since the successful series Fallout, Amazon has been one of the big names when it comes to video game adaptations. God of War is also set to be made into a series, although the production had to deal with a number of problems. But now things are looking positive again, as a new showrunner has been confirmed. According to Deadline, the man in question is Ronald D. Moore, known for Outlander and For All Mankind. With Moore as showrunner, the God of War series is set to be assigned a new creative direction after the original team quit the project. In addition to Moore, Cory Barlog, who worked on the same name game in 2018, will also be involved. The God of War series now consists of 9 games and was originally launched on the PlayStation 2 in 2005. The games take us into an ancient world full of gods, titans, and mythical creatures. And the focus is on the demigod Kratos, who murdered his own family through being tricked by Ares, the god of war, and has been consumed by revenge ever since. Over the course of the games, Kratos becomes embroiled in the machinations of the gods and fights his way from the underworld all the way up to Olympus. With the reboot of the series released in 2018, the storyline shift from Greek to Norse mythology. The focus also moved to the relationship between Kratos and his son Atreus, which plays a central role in the new orientation. It's not yet known which storyline the series will pick up on. The release date and cast are equally unknown. There's a lot going on in the world of John Wick. Chad Stahelski announced an anime project last year, but more specific details remained unknown. Now, however, there seems to be a lot going on, and work on the John Wick anime movie is in full swing. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Stahelski revealed that it will be a prequel. According to his own statement, it's less about repeating the adventures of John Wick over and over again. Instead, the goal is to further expand the world in which he moves and explore previously untapped aspects. The possibilities of an anime seem particularly attractive. According to the director, visual and narrative boundaries can be broken that would not be possible in movies or in a live-action series. This means that the creators can act even more freely in the anime world, especially when it comes to action scenes. According to Stahelski, it's very important that the focus is on entertainment. In addition, the live-action series Under the High Table is still in the making, which is to follow on directly from the end of John Wick Chapter 4. It's being written by Robert Levine, the co-creator of The Old Man with Jeff Bridges. Producers include Keanu Reeves and Chad Stahelski, who will also direct the pilot episode. At last, Tom Holland confirmed on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon that Spider-Man 4 is officially in production, and that he'll of course be slipping into the costume of the Friendly Spider once again. Rumors are also increasing that Sydney Sweeney might take on a role in the blockbuster as well. Sweeney is regarded as one of the most sought-after actresses in Hollywood and made her big breakthrough with the HBO series Euphoria. She's also gained some experience in the superhero genre. In February, she was seen as Julia Cornwall, aka Spider-Woman, in Madam Web. However, the movie did not go well and turned out to be a huge flop. The Hollywood scooper My Time to Shine Hello claims to have learned that Sweeney could play the second female lead in Spider-Man 4. We're not talking about Spider-Woman, however, but Black Cat. She first appeared in 1979 in The Amazing Spider-Man issue 194. She's not a classic supervillain, but a cat burglar and thief. Her interest in Spider-Man led to her temporarily joining the side of the heroes. Originally, she had no superpowers, but later acquired them through an experiment by Kingpin. This gave her the ability to spread bad luck, which harmed her opponents, but had negative effects on her allies too. Spider-Man King in Black, the currently leaked title, will be directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, the director of Shang-Chi. Little is known about the plot so far. Apparently, the script is still in its early stages of development. Should the title indeed prove to be true, however, supervillain Null will certainly play an important role. But one thing is certain, Zendaya will be back alongside Tom Holland. The movie is scheduled to be released in July 2026. With Karate Kid Legends, a major crossover awaits us next year that will unite the worlds of Cobra Kai and Karate Kid with Jackie Chan. Now there's a first poster and trailer. The poster was published on the film's official X account. The focus is on the new Karate Kid, embodied by Ben Wang. Meanwhile, Daniel LaRusso and Mr. Han are ready to be mentors for the next generation. The exclusive trailer was presented at least to visitors to the New York Comic-Con. According to industry magazine Deadline, the first scene of the trailer began in a martial arts academy. This is where Jackie Chan as Mr. Han recruits the new Karate Kid. It quickly becomes clear that the story will return to the training and life lessons that had already played a central role in previous films. A little later, Ralph Macchio is also seen as Daniel LaRusso, along with a portrait of the late Mr. Miyagi. The message conveyed by the new teaser trailer is particularly exciting. Quote, "When families unite, a new legacy begins." These words suggest that Karate Kid Legends will focus more on family themes. In addition to Ben Wang, Ralph Macchio, and Jackie Chan, we'll also get to see the Book of Boba Fett actress Ming-Na Wen, Joshua Jackson, Shanette Renee Wilson, and Wyatt Oleff. The film is directed by Jonathan Entwistle, who is known for his work on the Netflix series I Am Not Okay With This. Karate Kid Legends will be released in cinemas on May 30th, 2025. News from Christopher Nolan. While it was only announced a few weeks ago that the director is working on a new film with Matt Damon, there seems to be a lot happening in regards to the cast. Spider-Man actor Tom Holland will be taking on a role, and there are already some initial clues about the story. The website Gizmodo claims to have learned that Nolan actually wants to devote himself to the horror genre. To be more precise, it could be a vampire film set in the 1920s. However, this information should be taken with a grain of salt, as nothing has been confirmed yet. It could just be as well that we end up being presented with a spy thriller or a science fiction action film after all. What is certain, however, is that Nolan is once again teaming up with Universal Pictures to realize the film. The Oscar winner left his former studio Warner Brothers after disagreements over the release strategy for Tenet in 2021. The studio then tried to win Nolan back with a seven-figure sum, but to no avail. The new movie will be released in theaters on July 17, 2026, meaning that filming is likely to start in the course of next year. The title is still unknown. So much for the return of the Vampire Hunter. The reboot of Blade was originally announced at the San Diego Comic-Con in 2019, but then the production kept attracting attention due to major problems. Now Disney is pulling the ripcord and postponing the release date indefinitely. Whether we'll ever get to see the new Blade film remains unclear for the time being. Only recently, a new director had been found in James Samuel, known for The Harder They Fall, and things finally seem to be looking promising. The planned R rating and the casting of Mahershala Ali in particular were met with excitement. After all, for many, Wesley Snipes is inseparably linked to the character of Blade. Whether production will even come about now is completely uncertain. Nevertheless, Marvel still seems to be making big plans. 3 dates for new movies have been announced. The MCU films are scheduled for release on February 18th, 2028, May 5th, 2028, and November 10th, 2028. However, it's currently unknown which movies are involved. The former release date of Blade on November 7th, 2025 will now be filled by Predator: Badlands, which, unlike its predecessor Prey, will have a theatrical release. Back in 2022, Marvel announced that a reboot of Daredevil was in the works in the form of a new series for Disney+. However, production proved to be more difficult than expected, meaning that a release was a long time coming. But now things are moving forward. The release date for Daredevil Born Again has been revealed. It was confirmed at New York Comic Con that we'll be able to see the superhero series starting on March 4th, 2025. The first season of Daredevil Born Again will comprise 9 episodes, and a further season has already been announced. Originally, Daredevil Born Again was planned as a sequel to the Netflix series Daredevil, but work had been suspended due to the writers and actors strikes in Hollywood. Disney and Marvel used this unavoidable break to review the material that had already been filmed. And unfortunately, the internal ratings were so disappointing that a completely new creative team was hired, and production practically started from scratch. With the new team, the series is set to return to the atmosphere of its Netflix predecessor. Dario Scardapane, who is known for The Punisher, will be responsible as a showrunner. Directors Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, who previously worked on the Marvel series Moon Knight and Loki, are also involved. The story of the new series will be partly based on the Born Again comic series by Frank Miller. In addition, Devil's Reign by Chip Zdarsky and Mark Cicchetto will play a central role. One thing's for sure, both series are extremely dark and bloody. Charlie Cox will, of course, once again take on the role of the blind lawyer. We can also look forward to Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin and John Barenthal as Frank Castle, aka The Punisher. Here's our suggestions of the week. We have one KinoCheck original that delves into the second season of the One Piece Netflix series, and one that celebrates the return of Vin Diesel in Riddick 4 Furia. Please check them out. But first, we need your opinion. Are you excited for the God of War series? And who is the best candidate to play Kratos? And what do you think of the concept of a John Wick anime? Drop us a line in the comments and hit the like button. Thanks for watching.